life's too short to be doing something you don't like. Life's too short to not be true to yourself. And so with the support of my guys, we just opened the Urban Cookie, and our number one goal in opening the Urban Cookie was to make it a franchisable concept from day one. I'm Denon and Moore with the Urban Cookie here in Denver, Colorado, and I'm with my husband,
Sean Moore.
I'm the founder and CEO, and Sean is our VP of development. In 2007, had started a bakery called Cake Crumbs here in Denver and grew it to be a really big operation. We had 2 cafes, a wholesale production facility, 2 food trucks. And in 2015, we were just faced with an illness in the family, 2 ailing in-laws, and then raising our 2 sons. And so in 2017, we sold all of our businesses and left the industry just to really kind of recuperate and focus on the family and kind of just really pay attention to our health and well-being. And then I took a desk job shortly after selling Cake Crumbs and realized quickly I don't belong behind a desk in front of a computer 8 hours a day. It's not a good fit. It's probably a danger to society if I do that. So the pandemic hit, and I had just really become mournful of leaving the baking industry and decided, kind of at the pleading and begging of friends and family, to open another concept. And so I decided, with the help of Sean and our sons, Andrew and Carter, to open the Urban Cookie in 2021. So we really opened during the pandemic, January 2021. The biggest motivation for me was the pandemic was a pivotal moment where it was just, life's too short to be doing something you don't like. Life's too short to not be true to yourself. And so with the support of my guys, we just did it, opened the Urban Cookie, and our number one goal in opening the Urban Cookie was to make it a franchisable concept from day one. And for us, being in the baking industry, kind of knowing the ins and outs, the nuances, we knew that we weren't going to be able to make any kind of legacy business last if we were a one-off shop. And so our goals were to really create a legacy business that could grow and support us through our retirement years and to support family moving forward. Working with SMB to get our franchise going, and at their recommendation, they introduced us to Internicola and Charles. And so we had a fantastic conversation with Charles and really felt connected. I think what was really important for us is we felt heard. We are not experienced franchisors, and so it was important for Sean and I to feel validated and not just another name in somebody's books. And so Charles really allowed for that to be our experience and created kind of a very welcoming environment for us. And then the team had just been super amazing, super helpful. I had to ask at one point for some legal verbiage for our website, and the turnaround on that I think was like 2 hours. It was insane, and it was just no hassle, no problem. It was exactly what I asked for, and I think that was our experience with Internacola for the most part. This is a fast-moving project, and so there were times of confusion, times of kind of not understanding, do we call SMB or do we call on Internacola? And either way, everybody just jumped to helping us at Internacola, and we had a great experience. Some of the biggest challenges is just not being familiar with the legal ins and outs of owning and operating a franchise. Knowing that the government has put a lot of regulation into it, looking at everything, reading the FDD, trying to understand this gigantic document was probably the biggest hurdle for us. And it was just really nice to be able to have somebody to call on to give us, step-by-step details. I loved Charles's video. First of all, it's captured, it's recorded, we've got it, we can use it anytime we need it. But for him to really be taking the time to talk us through each of those nuances of the FDD, I would say was probably the most helpful. I think our biggest hurdle is still coming, and that's knowing that Internicola is going to be able to help us sign up our first few franchise owners, which, because we are an emerging brand here in Denver, we're a new business. I can't wait to call upon Internacola to help us sign up those folks, because I will be a deer in headlights for sure. The experience we really love about the franchising industry is the camaraderie. I was overwhelmed with the idea of this being a very big net to cast, and what I'm finding now is the franchise industry is kind of a small, quaint, happy family. We've had a really great time mingling and networking with the franchise industry. And I think that goes to say we're working with a really great law firm. Internacola is well connected, and we've gotten to meet some great people because of who we've chose to do our franchising with. Be well connected, talk to a lot of people, interview and find the right professionals to work with. I think it's really important to know that you're working with a group of folks that have a lot of history, and they've supported a lot of well-known and fantastic concepts.
Also, just to be really well organized, make sure that you have everything organized so that you can get it just very easily.
So our vision really for this first year is to find 1 or 2 buyers here in the Denver market. And then from there, we'd like to grow our Colorado market along the Front Range. And so really kind of looking at the next 5 years, we'd like to grow the Colorado market, get comfortable with it, and then take our concept to the south, heading towards Texas. We have a lot of loyal following in Texas, and then we want to take it from Texas through the south and on over to the east. So we'd really like to see our first path of growth to go from Texas to Florida. And then after that 5-year plan, we're just going to kind of see where the wind blows us. I think it's important to be open-minded for us and to kind of go where the market's demanding us to be and where we find buyers.